Hey, my name's Chris with chrisbello.com, and today I want to talk to you about the power of masterminds. So, first of all, what is a mastermind? Napoleon Hill writes about the mastermind group principle as the coordination of knowledge and effort of two or more people who work toward a definite purpose in the spirit of harmony. So basically, Napoleon Hill mentions that you can leverage each other's resources, connections, oftentimes even capital, in order to expedite the learning process and your growth process. So my experience with masterminds, I've always actually wanted to be a part of a mastermind since I got into the self-development space, since I started reading books. I love meeting people that are like-minded and that have huge goals and dreams and take massive action. But it wasn't until recently that I actually started my own mastermind. Last week was our first mastermind meetup. So basically, I met a guy at a place named Station Houston, which is like a startup co-working space named Saphir, and he went to my university, but we never knew each other back then. We just met here in town about a year or so ago. We followed each other for quite some time, saw that we're both interested in the same things. He'd post about reading 10X by Grant Cardone or listening to How I Built This or Masters of Scale, both great podcasts that I love and listen to all the time. And basically, he reached out to me and said, hey, let's go grab dinner and just catch up, see how you're doing. We did that. We talked about how he wanted to start a mastermind. And a month later, here we are. We just had our first mastermind meeting this last week. So he reached out to somebody that he met at Station named Dom. Dom reached out to two of his friends, Lilo and Mario. And boom, we had 5 people in our first mastermind meeting. And we're all at various stages in different businesses. I'm on the real estate wholesaling side. Saphir's actually on the dry cleaning laundry technology side. They've got an app. They've got various kiosks where you can drop off laundry, check in, get updates on when your laundry is going to be done. And congrats to Saphir. They just landed their biggest client or contract this last week. I think they're in some huge downtown building where various clients are dropping off stuff, and they actually sold out of all their dry cleaning bags within 3 hours. They usually don't get rid of 50 bags whenever they're trying to get these new customers, and I think he said they sold out of them within 2 hours, and they had to come back the next day. So they're seeing some massive success. Congrats to Saphir, and very cool meeting with people that are like-minded and at different phases of their business. Lilo and Mario, for example, have been partners for years. They had gone through a few failed businesses together and ideas, and now their business is successful. They're a multi-million-dollar business in the Houston area. They have an AV production. They have an AV business actually in Houston that they've grown to 2 other cities. So it's really cool just to get in the room with like-minded people because we can leverage each other's experiences, connections, problems that I may be facing, they may have solved a year or 2 ago. So it's kind of like a tailored solution where we can all mentor each other and help each other out without having to each get our own business coach. So I know that there are some online gurus and coaches who have their own mentorship and mastermind groups that they hold, but typically it tends to be really niche. Facebook ads agency or a sales funnel agency, very, very specific. And I think there's a lot of value in having some diversity where we all have different businesses and different problems, so we may be able to see things from other angles. Whereas if we're all in the same business, we may kind of have that tunnel vision of, okay, this is the problem, these are our customers, and you may not have some kind of massive breakthroughs like I'm expecting to have in this group. I want to challenge you to think of it. If you're paying $5,000 or $10,000 to be in a mastermind, and the guy running the mastermind is a multi-millionaire and knows what he or she is doing, then don't look at it as an expense. Look at it as an investment because you are paying to play, to be in the same room with these people who have been successful before. They've been there and done that, and now you're going to expedite your path to getting there by leveraging their knowledge and their connections. They've already been there and done that. They've made mistakes. Learn from them so that you don't have to learn the hard way by going through those same mistakes. So in any case, the idea for the mastermind group is to meet with a certain frequency. We're going to be meeting every 2 weeks for 2 hours on the same day of the week, and we're going to have some homework that we do in between the meetings. So for example, the second meetup that we're doing, we're all going to bring software and tools that we use in our own businesses and in our own lives, and we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about like Trello and ClickFunnels and Zapier and MailChimp or GetResponse or whatever other tools that I've used or that I like, and how I can automate things and use ManyChat and chatbots and stuff And maybe that might help some of the other people who may be doing some things a little manually, and at the same time they may have some tools that I haven't considered using that I would be interested in checking out. So that's the power of leveraging like-minded people that are on that journey to mastering themselves and just continuing to pursue excellence, because they're going to hold you accountable to your goals. You're not going to be able to just post a Facebook status and then kind of delete the status or disappear if you aren't achieving that goal. You're going to have to see these faces in 2 weeks, and they're going to ask how that goal's going. And if it's not going well, they're going to be there to support you. I am a huge fan of being in a big room with some big fish and just expanding my network. So Saphir and I, again, I mentioned we follow Andy Frisella and Ed Milet. They have some amazing podcasts, amazing content. I've gotten so much value out of that alone that when Andy sent out an email about Arete Syndicate Live, which is happening on April 6th in next month, I bought a ticket the same day, and I actually convinced Saphir. We were both like, it took us 2 texts back and forth to say, yeah, let's get tickets because we're going to go. And the crazy thing is, going back to the investment versus the expense mindset, I want you to look at it as an investment when you're getting in a room with millionaires and like-minded people. Even my parents probably wouldn't understand and think that it's absolutely insane that we're paying $600 each for a one-day event. However, I challenge you to look at it this way. If you could pay $600 to pick the brains of 2 multimillionaires that fly private jet everywhere, and Ed Milet lives like on the beach, you look at his videos, he's got the ocean behind him. Now it doesn't seem so expensive, does it? It's just crazy, like the way people look at things. People don't hesitate to spend $40 to see a movie and buy a bucket of popcorn, but then they think $600 is too much for a one-day event where you get to meet millionaires. Like, what if one connection that you made there changed your business and changed your life? You're really only one connection away from changing your life. You could meet the right person. Maybe Oprah's in the room. Maybe Andy Frisella decides to fund my next venture. You never know who's going to be in that room. So it's very important to get in the room, and then you can start networking your way and be successful, add value to others, and they add value back to you. And then the real estate mentors that I'm working with as well, they are part of a local mastermind type group, and I think they pay like $1,000 a month to have a coach who's been there, done that, successful, and then they're in a group where they meet up with several other business owners in the area at all levels. So I think there's one guy who's doing like a natural gas pipeline company. It's going to take him 3 years really before he even makes any money at all with that, but I'm assuming he was successful with something else, and now this is his current venture. And then they also have other people in their group who have been in business for years and are already making millions of dollars in revenue annually. So that's an extremely diverse group of people where you can leverage each other's experiences, knowledge, connections, and there's a lot of power in that instead of trying to figure it all out on your own. That's my challenge to you, is to consider finding and joining a mastermind either locally or online where you do Zoom calls and you meet up like once a quarter in person somewhere. You might have to drive to a city nearby. You might have to fly in. But imagine if that could change your life or change your business, 10x your monthly income. I would say that it's worth it, right? And then mainly I'm seeking that freedom of time. So the income obviously is going to help with having that freedom of time where I can be on vacation for 2 months and still have passive sources of income coming in. So that's what I'm working towards, and I'm trying to surround myself with people who have accomplished that and have unlocked those challenges so that I can do that in my own life as well. That's all I have for you today. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, drop them below or shoot me a DM or a comment on Instagram. My handle is chrisbello09. That's ChrisBello09. Or you could also reach me at chrisbello.com. So I'll see you all in the next video, and thanks so much for watching.